Good morning, you guys. It is Sci-Fi Saturday, and I figured rather than doing a reading today, I would just pull out some tea and just talk to you guys about just certain themes in my story. So today I put my rave wear on. I got my little wings. There they go. There they are. And I'm going to talk to you today about rave culture in Tiger Tutor Delivery Girl. So I was playing with a couple of things when I wanted to introduce this element of rave culture into Tiger Tutor. I wanted Lyle to have, through his perspective, this sort of Great Gatsby moment where he is presented with a lot of excess that he normally doesn't have access to, but rather than him stepping into it and enjoying it and experiencing it as someone who's wealthy like Nick does in The Great Gatsby, I play with something a little bit different, where I talk about what it's like to be someone who is a service professional or someone who is a laborer or a worker who happens to work for some of the wealthiest people and some of the most elite individuals in that society. And Lyle is somebody who does that because he has access to party drugs, and he isn't there to enjoy the scene. He's there because people need him to keep the party going. And that puts him in a really, really interesting position because he goes to school with a lot of these kids, and he sees a lot of these kids come into class after he basically doses them out of their minds and then watches them party the whole night and sort of drag themselves back in to their med classes. And he knows they're ruining their lives, and he's not entirely sure if he has a hand in that and if he's directly responsible or not, but he needs the money. And he tells himself that it's for his family, but you find out in later chapters that a lot of it doesn't really go back to his family. A lot of it really is just poured into things that make him feel good or things that make him feel as wealthy as the peers he's suddenly around and partying with. But there's still this level of separation that he just can't break through. There's this moment where he comes to deliver drugs to actually someone who is his tutoring student. He comes to her house to teach her math. And now she's suddenly in his boss's club, all dressed up, and he notices that she's absolutely immaculate. She's in the city club. The club is grimy. The area of town that they're in Malibu is grimy, and she's somehow the most immaculate thing there. Like she almost looks like an angel, and by the time that Lyle meets up with her at the bar to deliver her goods, his shoes, his nicest pair of shoes, I should say, are all scuffed up from being on the train and just, walking and having to take public transport there. And there's still this huge level of separation that you are reminded of in really, really, really small ways. I found a lot of inspiration for that, not just in The Great Gatsby. Parasite is wonderful, wonderful place to mine for a lot of these themes. There's this beautiful scent trope that the director plays with a lot, and I really appreciate things like that because you can say big things in little steps, and oftentimes that is how they happen in life. We don't suddenly realize that we're being oppressed by an elite upper class that doesn't care about us, or that we're just sort of hanging on by their whims. We don't know that. We don't realize that. It comes in the little things, in the sediment, that emotional sediment that builds up over years of disappointment and hardship. And I wanted to show that. I really wanted to display that in a really human way, in a way that people could understand, but in this glitzy, glamorous, strange perspective of the future. These partying young kids who've got nothing better to do than just roll up to their med classes just hungover because they don't care. So things like that I wanted to explore, and I thought were really fun and interesting to mine. and I'm really interested to see if you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Let me know what you think down in the comments, or in tweets, quote tweets, whatever. You can tweet at me at Yankee on Twitter, and you can also find me on Instagram as well. I'll check you guys later. Thanks.